So we'll see. So what is this virtual hard disk? Okay, guys, in a virtualization, the point is in a virtualization, physical disk, what are the physical things? What physical things will do, same virtual things also do. Like a physical machine is there, virtual machine is there. Yeah, right? Physical machine is there, virtual machine is there. Like that, same thing. Physical hard disk is there, and virtual hard disk is also there. So virtual hard disk actually stores in physical storage only. Stores in a physical storage. It can be stored in your local hard disk, or maybe in a NAS, or maybe in a SAN. Somewhere it will store. So somewhere physical location it stores. Okay. Okay. So virtual hard disk stores in a physical storage only, or a physical location only. The location of the hard disk is physical location only. Used to store data. So what is the use of physical hard disk? To store data, right? We can store operating system, we can store applications also, right? Same thing for virtual hard disk also, we can store data, operating system, virtual hard disk. Okay, you can connect to virtual machines. Okay, we can connect it to virtual machines for giving storage, operating system, or operating like this. Okay, like that. So diskless servers related kind of stuff also we can able to do it. Okay, so physical hard disk stores in sorry virtual hard disk stores in your physical storage location only, in your hard disk only. First of all, use it to store your data, operating system, application. If you want to store, you can store it. You can connect it to virtual machines, and you can access the data through virtual machines or from physical machine also. Access data in virtual hard disk. Okay, so you can access data in a virtual hard disk from physical machine and virtual machine also, because you can connect it to virtual machines. Okay, so this is about your virtual hard disk. So we can transfer, we can move or copy virtual hard disk from, okay guys, VHD meaning is virtual hard disk, and virtual hard disk format is also VHD is there. So just I'm giving a short form because virtual hard disk very big length is happening. Otherwise you can type virtual hard disk. So you can copy or move virtual hard disk from one system to other, or one storage location to another location, one location to other location. Okay, we can able to copy or move, we can able to do it. Okay, so that is another advantage is also there. Next, so here it is important in a virtual hard disk is formats. Next one is types. Okay, these two things are very important in the formats and types also. So I am in a Microsoft Windows 10. So I will show you only Microsoft related things. Okay, so like this. First of all, I have to go to disk management. So first I'm going to disk management, task mgmt.msc. Directly, I will show you the screenshot so then you can able to get it. This is my pen drive. Guys, I'm removing my pen drive. Yesterday we connected and we forget to remove it. Okay, these are the physical hard disks. You can look at them and you can understand is there a physical hard disk or not. Even though you can see spanned volume, stripped volume, mirror is not showing anyway. Okay, like this. And that too, this is a home edition, so that is another problem is there. Okay, so we are not getting detached or attached kind of stuff. Here it is. This is my H drive. Okay, here it is create VHD. So when you are creating a VHD, it is showing format and disk types. Virtual hard disk types, virtual hard disk format, virtual hard disk formats, virtual hard disk. Okay, maybe it is look very small in size. You can use magnifier also. I don't know whether you can able to see with a big format or not, because I didn't open this link. 1 second, I don't know. Okay, it is small size data. Okay, so this is VHD and vhdx format. Okay, so I'm trying to increase. Yes. You are not able to see. Okay, I got it. So no problem. So you can see in the recording if in case if it is showing. So virtual hard disk format. Okay, then vhdx. Two formats it is showing. These are the two things from the Microsoft. Okay, these are the Microsoft formats. .vhdx format. VHD is still now it is there. VHD is X is introduced in Windows 8. It means before Windows 8 it is not there. Okay, it is introduced in Windows 8. So like you go to Windows 7 machine and sir VHDX is not there. Okay, it's not there. It is hold on. Okay, VHD support up to 2 terabyte. Exactly say 2040 MB. Oh, sorry, GB. Okay, 2040 GB. You can look at here 2040 GB virtual hard disk size. Okay, support up to the virtual hard disk support. Hard disk size. Virtual disk or virtual hard disk. In two words, you can able to use it. Okay, it support more than 2 terabyte and up to 64 terabyte. Up to 64 terabyte we can able to get it, guys. So these are the main Microsoft formats. But if you go to VMware Workstation, VMware Base Pair, VMware Fusion, okay, So anything like no. VMware, VMware workstations are vSphere. Okay, server virtualization ESXi. Okay, so the virtual hard disk format is VMDK, VMDK format, VMDK format. Here it is. I'll show you in this PC H drive. Somewhere you can go to any thing. You can see this is a .vmdk. .vmdk. It is a virtual hard disk format. In this one, your virtual machines data stores. It is a WinC1, right? It is a WinC1 means Windows 10. My Windows 10 operating system applications files, this virtual machines file stores in this one only, in this location. So these are all other files only, but this is the original hard disk file. Whatever the data, operating system applications and your regular data in my virtual machine, the entire data stores in this one only, in this one only. So this is a dot vmdk file, dot vmdk file, virtual machine disk file. Okay, it's a in a VMware organization use vmdk. Okay, I don't know so the maximum minimum limits. I think it is up to 64 terabytes only. Okay, yeah, 2EMU or KVM environment. So KVM is a caps you should use. This is the Linux and Unix. If you are using Linux based operating systems, you'll get a KVM and QEMU virtualization platforms. So virtualization, okay, virtualization platform. Hypervisors. Meaning is it is a hypervisor. Okay, this is also having Q QCOW. Yeah, so and people will get a no sir, why you are using cow here, Q cow kind of stuff. It's not a Q cow, guys. QCOW2. Actually, yes. Q means QEMU. C means copy on write. Copy on write version 2. That's it. QCOW2 means that one only. Okay. Like this. Different places, different type of disk extensions are there. Dot VDI. So VMDK, dot VHD, VHDX, dot VHDA, dot VHDA is also there. Dot VHDS is there. Okay. VDI is there. VDI is also there. Like that. So different set of formats are there for things. You want to see that one also? I will show you. It's easy to understand in a format wise. Is Oracle VM virtual box. So why it is not opening? Yeah, it is opening. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, it's asking something. Okay. This is already I have a one virtual machine is there, but you can see here it is. I'm going to create a new virtual machine, something VM1. Okay. This is a storage location. You can change the storage location. You want to create a Windows, Linux, Solaris, IBM like that. So you can select it. What are the OS? How much RAM you can select it. Create a new virtual hard disk or existing one. You want to go for it. Then it is create. Then it is asking. See, VDI means virtual box disk image for this one only. So VDI does not mean that one, but that is virtual hard disk, virtual machine disk. So this is a compatible with the VMware also. This is compatible with the Microsoft. This is compatible with only VMware. This one, okay. QCOW, QEME, copy and write. This is another one, QED, QEMU enhanced disk. Hard disk, parallel hard disk it is. And also you can see physical hard disk is storage on physical hard disk, dynamically allocated or fixed size. Dynamically allocated or fixed size is there. Okay. I'm not creating anything, just I'm canceling all these things. Just to show you that the names purpose only. Okay. Okay. So these are the different type of formats. VHDX is very important. That is VHD 2 terabytes maximum support. VHDX is a more than 2 terabytes and up to 64 terabytes. Types. When it come to types, commonly there's a 3-4 types are there. So importantly, first two important plus one is important. Okay, so that's we'll see. VHD set is also introduced newly, but we are not going that one. In a types, we'll go to fixed disk. Okay, dynamically expanding dynamically expanding disk. Fixed disk, dynamically expanding disk is there. Differencing disk is also there. This is what we want get this differencing disk in our directly from Microsoft. So differencing disk is in a Hyper-V environment. So if you have a Hyper-V environment location, you can find a differencing disk. It is a disk is type is like a parent and child disk type. Okay, parent disk, child disk is kind of stuff is there. Okay, so first of all, I'm trying to explain fixed disk and dynamically expanding disk. So we'll see that one, and we'll also create that one also. So what is this fixed disk, guys? Are you okay with this virtual hard disk formats? Because this is a explanation is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. If you see fixed size, it is very low visibility. Even I can't able to see. The virtual hard disk file is allocated to its maximum size when the virtual hard disk is created. When the virtual hard disk is created, you can see this part. Okay. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. Here it is. I'm typing same thing for a virtual hard disk by looking at like this. Keep it aside. Keep it this one. So what are the statement it is showing here? I'm trying to type this one. Allocated to its maximum just for now I will put like this. So maximum when the virtual hard disk is created. I think you guys will get a doubt why I didn't use a PPT. Even though I have a PPT, why I'm not using PPTs always? I will try to show you from here. I'm typing from here. Why can't I type directly? You know, so people will get some people getting doubts like others. It is very smooth explanation if you use a PPT kind of stuff, right? You know, teaching with the easy way. Not the teaching is one part, but another side is learning is another part. It means you must know how to learn. How to learn by yourself. Simply see. I open action. Right? What I done? Simply I go to action. Create VHD. and as showing here, read this one. You must know how to open it and how to read it, and after reading, understanding it. Okay, by doing it, you will understand. By understanding, you will again compare the statement, compare with the statement. So once you are compare with the statement, then you are getting full understanding. So then you will get a faster doing also. You will get, so once you are understand, you do very fastly, you can do work faster than any others. So that is the main important in a training. So teaching is different and training is different, guys. Okay, that's why I shows and do one by one. So why I'm typing is, it is a very small text. I think you can't able to see from your mobile phone also. I can't able to see from my tab also. Virtual hard disk file grows to its maximum size as data is written to the virtual hard disk. One thing is where the virtual hard disk stores in your physical machine only. So if you create a fixed size disk, you create a disk that is a fixed size disk type. So in your physical location, virtual hard disk is creating. In your physical location, virtual hard disk creating. So look at here. This is my physical hard disk drive. Okay, some drive. For example, this is a E drive. This is my E drive. Okay, the total free is 200 GB. Think it is a 200 GB disk drive. Disk drive 200 GB. I'm creating. What happened? Yes, can you able to view screen?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
My tab is disconnected. I don't know why. Okay. So this is a fixed disk. I created a fixed disk. I created a fixed disk. For example, I create a 10 GB fixed disk. Okay. You know, the disk is nothing but a file in your hard disk. Just like how the files are stored. Okay, this is the file, this is the file, this is the file, this is the file, right? This is also a file, this is also a file. So file contains a size, right? So file contains a size. Like this. Virtual hard disk also contains a size. A virtual disk also having a particular size. Virtual hard disk also having a particular size. It occupies some size, occupies some space, right? So it is in your physical machine. In your physical machine, it occupied 10 GB when you created a virtual hard disk. I created a virtual hard disk, 10 GB virtual hard disk. This is a 200 GB free space. Out of 200 space, it occupied 10 GB. So what is the leftover? Free space leftover? In a 200 GB free space.
190 GB.
Yeah, very good. You put a 10 GB file. Okay, in a 200 GB free space, you put a 10 GB file. It means free space become reduced, right? Very good. 190 GB is a free space. So that is a fixed disk. Fixed disk means, I've written somewhere statement, right? Virtual hard disk file is allocated to its maximum size when hard disk is created. Virtual hard disk is created. It occupy in the physical location. So that is a fixed disk. Next one is dynamically expanding disk. I'm creating another hard disk. The dynamically expanding disk. Okay. Don't say it is a dynamic disk, guys. It is a dynamically expanding, dynamically expanding disk. Okay, so what is this dynamically expanding disk? This is my hard disk. I created virtual hard disk. That is also a 10 GB I'm creating. Dynamically expanding disk don't occupy size on your space. Okay, so it file will be created. A virtual hard disk file will be created. Okay, but it won't take 10 GB in starting. It grows. File grows. Virtual hard disk file grows its maximum size as a disk data is written into disk. It meaning is I created a 10 GB disk. My disk size is still 190 GB only. 190 GB only. Now what I'm going to do is I'm adding a data. So add a, for example, 2 GB data added. 2 GB data I added in this virtual hard disk. In the virtual hard disk, 2 GB added. It means the virtual hard disk is expands to 2 GB. So obviously, if you subtract 2 GB from here, it is 188 GB. So what happening here? If you put a data in the virtual hard disk, then only it will occupy. Otherwise, you don't occupy any space. In general, a very basic space is there, but in generally, if you don't put any data in the virtual hard disk, it don't occupy you don't occupy the space in the hard disk. Guys, you may be seen in your practicals also for Windows and things. Sir, you said 60 GB hard disk, 200 GB hard disk, 100 GB hard disk. Okay, we don't have that much of space because of it is a dynamically expanding disk. If you keep putting the data into the virtual hard disk, the virtual hard disk size will be increases. Virtual hard disk will be increases in a dynamically expanding disk. So like this. So this is the scenario. Next, I put a something another 5 GB plus 5 GB. So totally in my dynamically expanding disk, total size is 7 GB, but I added a 5 GB, right? So what happened here? So it is a 5 GB more means 183 GB free space hard in this one. So like that we can put it. So can I put another 5 GB here or not? That's the question. Can I put another 5 GB or not? Already 2 GB is there, 5 GB is there.
No,
I'm trying to
sir.
put another 5 GB. Yeah? Yes. Correct.
It is
No.
only 10
Yes, sir.
GB.
Yes. Okay. Meaning is in a 10 GB hard disk, think normally in 10 GB hard disk, you can put a data up to 10 GB only. We can't put a more than 10 GB, right? So already 7 GB full, 3 GB left. If you want more than a 3 GB, you can't able to put it the data. So that's a good, very good, guys. Okay. So that is dynamically expanding. Even a fixed disk or dynamic disk, you can't put more than its capacity. More than its capacity, you can't put it. In fixed disk, when you create, it take 10 GB. Yeah, one more is to tell, right? So here it is. If I put a 2 GB inside, no differences. Okay, volume size, no difference. Why? Because of 10 GB already occupied. So last time one person got a not understanding this kind of stuff. So I put this scenario before you get a confusion. Okay, see guys, this is think like it is a table. Think your hard disk is a table, simple table. Okay, in this table, I put a tray. I put a simple tray, a small, big, like this tray. I put it. Okay. Think like this. The whole space is 200 GB. Sorry. Okay. This is 200 GB space. in this table 200 GB total table size, and I put a fixed size. So the fixed size is, for example, 10 units. Okay, something like 10. Think like that. So what is the remaining area left over is 190. 190 remaining left over, right? So forget about that one remaining part. Now, if I put a small container, inside this tray, I put a container. How much space left over in a main hard disk? In this hard disk, nothing. It is 190 GB only. In this one, it is a 2 GB. I said it's a 2. So in this one, leftover is 8. In this one, is still 190 only because of it is a fixed disk. It is a fixed disk. Same goes for a dynamic disk. I put a tray. It is like a balloon type. Dynamic disk is like a balloon. Best example for a dynamic disk is balloon. Okay, something I put a bag. Something I put a bag on this 200 GB. So if you keep putting that items into the bag expands, right? Like a balloon. So you keep putting air, then balloon expands, right? Same thing is dynamically expanding it. So you created a 10 GB bag is there. Inside that one, you put a 2 GB one. So the leftover is 8 GB here. Okay. The left is 8 GB, but this 2 GB occupies. Only 2 GB occupies. It's a 188 now. Okay. So this is the thing. So dynamically expanding is like a balloon or a bag. So if you keep putting, it expands. Fixed size is like a box. Fixed size is like a container, full container. So how much you can able to put it, that much you can able to. It's already occupy the space. Okay. Understand, guys, comparison between fixed disk and dynamic disk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. So practically we'll see what will happen. Before you do, so you must know what is the H drive capacity and all. So here in the H drive I'm creating 66.8 GB. 66.8 GB. Remember that one. So go to properties. 66.8 GB free space. Okay, so you have to write here in this one or like this 66.8. This is my free space. I'm going to create 10 GB fixed disk. 10 GB fixed. Okay, so what will happen? 10 GB will be subtracted. So my H drive size is 56.8, right? So we'll see that one. Action, create VHD, browse. Where you want to create H drive only. My virtual hard disk is vdisk fixed. For my understanding, fixed 10 GB disk I'm creating. Okay, guys, first I am creating a fixed hard disk. So vhdx format, I'm creating vhdx format. Fixed size, selected a fixed size, vhdx format, 10 GB disk, change it to GB, 10 GB. It is a 10 GB and as well as a fixed disk, guys. It is like you are transferring 10 GB data from one place to another place. How much time it will take? That much time it will be taken. So click OK. It is showing creating virtual hard disk. Okay, it's creating what dynamically expanding creates immediately. So dynamically expanding disk will create immediately. Okay, this is your virtual hard disk. You can see 10 GB disk. Right click, It will take time. Why? Because of you should not touch these things in generally, because it's still creating, right? So in a creating mode, you should not touch these things. So better let it complete the thing. Okay. Meanwhile, I can create. Oh, this is also disabled. So let it create a first this one. Some people will get a doubts, or can we create a partitions in a virtual hard disk? Can we put our media files like that? So yes, you can do it. Virtual and physical. So what's the difference? Physical is physically existing, physical hardware is there, physical connectivity is there. That's it. Virtual means same as a physical, so same functionality. Virtual stores in the physical locations. In a virtual, you can store the data, operating system. We can create a partitions also. Maybe there is a one or two limitations, but still it is there.
Sir, dynamically expanding one time.
Dynamically expanding. Okay. Dynamically expanding is simply I given an example right here. Is simply you have a balloon. Okay. One second. One second. The noise. So who trained these people also, I don't know. Axis Bank. I'm getting a lot of calls, but even they don't listen what you're saying also. Yeah, guys, our virtual hard disk is created, not initialized. Okay. So if you go to this in this place, yeah, I will tell a dynamic disk again. So this is the virtual hard disk. So if you see this file, the size of the file, okay, just the size of the file is 10 GB, 10 GB. Okay, even if you put some 2 GB, 3 GB data inside of it, it is still 10 GB only. Okay, next. So as we calculated earlier, it is a 66.8 GB. Now our fixed disk is occupied 10 GB, right? So it is showing 56.8 GB. Okay, so this is your fixed disk. In the fixed disk or dynamic disk, so first thing is whenever you connect a disk, first initialize. If it is asking for initialization, initialize. GPT or MBR, anything your wish, no problem. I put a GPT. You can create a partitions as per your requirement, like you want like a 2 GB, 2048 GB. I put a 4 GB, 4096. Okay. So I create a partition. See, this is one partition 4 GB. I drive. You want to create another partition, also you can create it if required. Okay, like this you can able to create a partitions. Next one is, guys, look, if you look at this symbolic representation, it is a virtual hard disk. Also you can get it detached VHD, means it is a virtual hard disk. It is the data storage. You can get it like this is the iDrive 4 GB. It's a drive. You can store the data. You can store the data in this drive. Okay. Next, about a virtual hard disk and fixed disk. So you have to put some data inside. So when you want it, so I will put it. Yeah, you have a data here. So I'm copying the data from here. See, I put some data. I put some data in my iDrive. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm ejecting it like a pen drive. I'm eject, or you can detach, So like a, here it is, detach is there, no? Detach. You can detach like this. It means you are removing your virtual hard disk. And if you go here, you can't able to see your iDrive. You can't able to see your iDrive. Next, you have to attach it. Attach VHD. Browse it. Search VHD like this. Click OK. Now it is attached because we are already done formatting and all. So we have a disk. Next, you can go to iDrive. See, iDrive is appear 4 GB drive, and we have a data. So data is stored in your virtual hard disk. The virtual hard disk is located in your physical hard disk. Okay, and also we can do like this, guys. No problems. You see, iDrive, right click, eject. Eject option is there. So you can eject it. So automatically you can't see. See, it is also gone from here also. Directly virtual hard disk is removed. You want to attach it. You don't need to go to disk management and attach a VHD because it is already created and formatted. So then you can just double click on it, or you can right click mount. Right click mount, or just a double click. Automatically it attaches. See. So this is the iDrive. This is your data in the iDrive. So this is about your virtual hard disk and fixed disk also. Then next, what about a dynamic disk? Guys, dynamic disk, as I said, it is like a balloon or a bag kind of stuff. It means you created a dynamic disk, it won't occupy any space. So we'll create and see a dynamic disk. Remember how much leftover space here? So 56.8 GB. 56.8 GB is my free space. Now I'm creating 10 GB dynamic disk. Dynamically expanding disk, not a dynamic disk. Dynamically expanding disk I'm creating. Create VHD, vhdx, dynamically expanding, browse in a H drive. Okay, same H drive only, vdisk. 10 GB disk I'm creating. Dynamically expanding disk. vhdx format. vhdx format. Okay. Z. Okay. 10 GB disk. So when I click OK, it will create very immediately. Why? Because of it no need to write anything on your physical disk, right? So it is very simple. Very small file will be created. If you look at this one, disk is created and attached, but refresh this one once. See, you don't see much difference in the size. See, 56.8 only it is showing. If you get it out, see, this is the disk is created in H drive only, but no differences. And if you see, when it is fixed disk is creating, that time only it is showing 10 GB, but it is showing 4 MB only. Okay, just a file size like a 4 MB, it is created. It will increase without putting any data also by writing something inside. Okay, what is writing? By initiating the disk like a GPT type. Okay, so this is a GPT type. Now I make that one as a GPT type. Now it is become 69. It means almost 70 MB. Next one is I'm creating a simple volume. $4096. I'm creating. You can create 2 GB, 4 GB, 5 GB, like that also. Or entire one partition also you can create it. Entirely 10 GB single partition also you can create it. Just because I created 4 here, that's why I created 4. See, this is J. Okay. You can look at the size is little increased. Size is little increased. And here a small variation is occur. Small variation 56.6. 56.6, and this is the 4 GB. See, you don't feel the difference between I and J. I from fixed disk, J from dynamic disk. But you don't feel any difference between I and J here. Okay, even though you go to the properties, you don't know what it is. It is just a local disk. It is a type is local disk, and also you can see it's a 4 GB, 3.99 GB usage space, like that only it is there. Even though if you go to the iDrive, same as a regular hard disk only, it is showing the information. Okay, but when you put it data, it will expand. So remember, guys. So H drive is showing 56.6 GB. 56.6 GB H drive. 56.6 GB H drive. And the on the disk is 135. Okay, 135 it is showing. So I have to write 56.6. 56.6. Okay, the size of the file it is showing is 135, around 135 or 136 MB file, currently my virtual hard disk file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy some files from here. Look at here, this is a very good files because big size files. 1 2 3, so 2 GB at least. Exactly 2 GB. This is totally 2 GB. If you want to know like a right click, it will take a lot of time to generate what GB it is. I am putting 2 GB data into my J drive. J drive is dynamically expanding drive. There is a benefits and pros and cons are there. What are there? Both pros and cons are there. So we'll see that one. Like this is a totally 15 files. Total size is 2 GB. So I'm copying it to my drive. Okay, otherwise so 4 GB drive. I'm copying 2 GB data inside. Okay. So data is copying. Yeah, it's copying good, faster now. Small files are there, right? So totally 15 files, I think. Totally 2 GB data I'm copying. So when you put a 2 GB data in it, so what will happen? If you put a 2 GB data in the dynamically expanding disk, what will happen? It expands. Expand means it occupy from your physical location. It means this 135 increases and this remaining space decreases. So our expectation is 54.6 free space available in the drive, H drive. Okay, the size of the file also increases, is up to 2 GB and above. This file will be increases. Again, I'm telling guys, dynamically expanding, it means if you keep putting the data, the file, virtual hard disk file will be increases. Just like a balloon or a bag you take, you put a air in the balloon expands. How much air you put it, that much expandation is there. But there is a limit, like how much is a maximum expandation, that much you can able to do it. So totally the 2 GB data we put it. So see, if you see, this is a J drive properties, 4 GB disk, 2 GB free space, 2 GB data we put it. You can see 2 GB data we put it almost. So next H drive 54.6, H drive 54.6. Next, this is the dynamically expanding, right? So right click, right, properties. See, the size increased to 2.19 total GB. So almost like a near to 2 GB plus some additional space is also there, right? So it occupied earlier because file systems, initialization, GPT, MBR kind of records, it occupies some space anyway. Now you put a 2 GB inside. Now 2 GB expanded. Earlier it is showing 135, 136 MB. Now it is become a 2 GB. Why? Because of you put a data. Here also we put a data, but it is not showing any difference. It is still 10 GB only. Okay, that's the thing. So guys, understand difference between fixed disk and dynamically expanding disk. Understand or not? Because it's already 134. Guys, understand fixed disk, dynamically expanding disk.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like this you can. So best example, already I given a one best example to understand is balloon. Because fixed disk and all we can understand, but a dynamic expand how to explain. If in case someone is asking an interview or maybe anytime, that's not always an interview. Once you join, there is also an interviews. One more point, don't forget this one, guys. Your interview completed, you joining is completed. For project selection, there is an interview. Like that, as long as you are working, not only say this company or another company, as long as you are working, there is always a question bank is there. Okay, it means you have to keep learning, keep try to answer for a questions, from basics to advanced. Okay, so balloon, bag, grocery bags, like that. So this is the best example for a dynamically expanding. Okay. So differencing is parent and child. So in a differencing this, we don't have a space to explain. Yeah, we'll get some space. So normally differencing this is like this. Okay, there are a lot of virtual hard disk are there. So here it is a differencing disk. This is the parent disk. Okay, look at this is a parent disk. Or, this is the color I use. Okay, this is a hard disk, and I said this is the parent. This is normal hard disk only, not a special hard disk. But I said it is I take this one reference disk. Parent disk means reference disk. It contains some data. It contains some data. Okay. So now I create a child disk on it. Okay. This is the referencing disk. I can create multiple child disks on this single parent. I can create multiple child disks on a single parent. Child 1, child 2, child 3. So what are the things will happen? So what are the data which we are in the parent? Same data will be visible here. Same data is stored here also. Same data is shows here. Okay. So what it is? Data virtualization data visualization kind of concepts are there now. So for example, guys, so very simple example, you try to change the data, like you change the data in the child disk, okay, but nothing will happen to your parent disk. Nothing will happen to your parent disk, okay. You interact with this data, you add some data, you made some changes in this data, you made some changes in data, but nothing will happen to your main data, okay. It means original data is safe. Original data is safe. In a child list, you may manipulate the data, you change the data for a different kind of reasons, for like a analysis purpose, visualization purpose, a virtualization purpose, or some any reason you manipulate the data in the child disk, but no problem in the parent disk. Okay, now some people will try some new things. All of the sudden, data is gone. All of the sudden, data is changed. Values or numbers are different. So what happens? So what to do? You can get it back from the child again. So that's why snapshots is also one of the important thing concept in a virtualization. Okay, in a virtualization, and data storage also one of the concept is snapshot is also there. But first of all, so for example, you create a disk, virtual hard disk, not create a virtual hard disk, and put data in it. So, and what you do, so take it as a parent disk or reference disk. So sometimes different names are using, so that's why I put it. Take it as a reference disk. Now create child disk. Create child disks as per required. On parent disk. Okay. Data in parent is shows in child disk. Okay. Data in the parent shows in the child disk. Okay. So what is the use of that kind of stuff, right? If you modify, delete, or change, modify or change. So modify means change only. Change, delete, add. So what's our delete data in child disk, in a child disk, it is not affect on parent and other child disks. So it means you try to modify a data in the C1 child disk. You modified it here, but the modification won't affect on other child disk. Okay, so multiple child disk will create, and multiple different ways you can modify and analyze the data. It is very useful for analyzing the data. Okay. Okay, so this is another snapshot of virtual hard disk. Okay, virtual hard disk or virtual machines. Okay. Snapshots. This concept we use. Also use in snapshot concept. Okay, in a snapshot of virtual hard disk or virtual machines kind of stuff. Guys, lot of names are same. Snapshot, checkpoints. Okay, so these are almost similar names. Okay, so don't worry about that one. So snapshots or checkpoints are similar names only. Okay, snapshot of virtual machine or a virtual hard disk is will create parent-child relationship. It means the main data stores in a first part, second data stores in second part. Like original data, like I have a operating system data in the parent. In if I do modifications may damage your machine. Take a snapshot and I will modify. I will explain the snapshot thing again. Just I want to, if possible, I will do it. What is the last one in a virtual hard disk? What I'm doing is dynamically expanding, differencing disk, child disk, snapshot of the disk. That's it. That's I think it is main important, guys. Very important one is what is virtual hard disk. Virtual hard disk stores in a physical storage. Okay, and vhdx, vmdk, qcow or qcow2. Okay, so whatsoever it is different type of formats are there. Important is fixed disk, dynamically disk. So what is fixed disk? What is dynamically disk? Differencing disk is if you don't get it also, it's not a big deal. Okay, so but just try parent and child. Just understand in a parent way. So parent is like a referencing disk contains the main data. Child disk also having parent disk data, but if you modify the child disk the content, it won't affect on the parent as well as the other child disk also. Okay, the child is spoiled, no problem. Parent is safe, other child is also safe. So that is the parent and child disk. Differencing disk only works in a Hyper-V. Okay, so you can go to Hyper-V like that. And remember, guys, Microsoft is a one organization, Microsoft Technologies, VMware organization, VMware Technologies, IBM, okay, Citrix, like that's a different type of organizations, different type of technologies, different type of words we use it, different type of words we use it. Okay, like a snapshot, checkpoint, fixed disk, dynamic disk, differencing disk, parent child, reference disk, thin provision, thick provision, like this, like this. Thin provision, thin provision means dynamically expanding. So somewhere you see, sir, what is this thin provision it is, and you are saying some different way. Okay, so it is a thin provision. It is it's a assigning like a is like a in a, some technologies is like a dynamically expanding. Okay, it is giving like this, but I want a visioning. So spelling wise, thin provision or a provisioning, so equal to thick provision. Okay, is a fixed disk. Okay, fixed disk. So compulsory must know. Okay, like this. So compulsory, guys, when you're learning, keep check the all names. Then you will get a doubt. So if you got a doubt, your meaning is you are learning. I took a. It is a very small topic, but I took a very big one. But I think it is okay for you to understand. Guys, understand, right? So
Sir, what is thin client, sir?
thin client, very good. So can you remember the question?
Thin client, sir. What is thin
Yeah,
client?
if you can able to remember question, so I will explain it.